Over the years, many men and women have been executed for their crimes. Their final remarks are frequently recalled as a message of love to their families and occasionally as a final attempt to maintain their innocence or express regret for their deeds. So in this video, we are going to talk about the 3 craziest convict reactions to life sentence. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Number 3. Eric Pendland.
I didn't do anything wrong, man.
Eric Pendland has been charged with shaking his then-infant son so violently 2 years ago that the boy is now blind and permanently disabled. We, the jury, find the defendant Eric Pendland guilty of endangering children, said Mahoning County Common Pleas Judge Anthony D'Onofrio. As the verdict was read, the courtroom was full of emotion, but Pendland stood emotionless, blankly staring across the room. Prosecutors embraced in a tear-filled hug as Pendland was quickly put in handcuffs and led away by sheriff's deputies. The trial took an emotional toll on them as well. This baby was 3 months old, and for him to have sustained these types of injuries, and now his life is just destroyed, and this was a bad one, said Mahoning County Assistant Prosecutor Jennifer McLaughlin. We feel that even though he may not know it, he did get some type of justice today in this court, said Mahoning County Assistant Prosecutor Steve Yakavone. Prosecutors say it was in March of 2017 when Pendland shook his son so violently, he was left with permanent brain damage. Schultz burst into tears as she talked about the life she had envisioned for the little boy, saying his father deserves to be behind bars for what he was found guilty of. He didn't deserve this. Watched him come out of his mom. He won't ever have a normal life, but now he can have a good life. There are a lot of people who love you and will always be there for you. Know that your life is important and your life has value, she said. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now, let's get back to our topic. Number 2. Seth Welch and Tashiana Welch, killer couple. Mary was the couple's 3rd child. Their 4th child was born while Fusari was jailed. Seth Welch was similarly convicted in January 2020 of murder and child abuse for killing Mary and was also sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Fusari, a New York native, initially pleaded no contest to charges of 2nd-degree murder and 2nd-degree child abuse, but the court allowed her to withdraw that plea and let a jury decide her fate. As previously reported by Law and Crime, an autopsy performed by a county medical examiner determined that Mary's death was the result of malnutrition and dehydration. During her criminal trial, Fusari testified that she was the victim of abuse at the hands of her husband for years, telling jurors that Welch had held a gun to her head and raped her. Number 1. Josef Fritzl. A jury has convicted Austrian incest father Josef Fritzl of homicide and sentenced him to life imprisonment in a secure psychiatric facility. Fritzl also was convicted of enslavement, rape, incest, forced imprisonment, and coercion for holding his daughter captive for 24 years and fathering her 7 children. Fritzl accepted Thursday's verdicts and waived his right to appeal. The homicide count, murder by neglect in German, was the most serious of the charges against 73-year-old Fritzl, and the jury gave him the maximum punishment allowed by law. The verdict brought a dramatic end to a case that has drawn worldwide attention. Prosecutors had urged the jury to hand down a life sentence for Fritzl and not to show mercy just because he pleaded guilty. In a weak and shaky voice, Fritzl told the court Thursday, "I regret it with all my heart. I can't make it right anymore." Prosecutor Christiane Berkheiser called for the maximum punishment in her closing arguments in Fritzl's trial in Street Polten, west of Vienna. She urged the jury to think about his daughter Elizabeth's nearly quarter-century ordeal as it considers how much time he should serve. Don't be duped like Elizabeth was 24 years ago when Fritzl took her captive in a cramped, rat-infested dungeon he built beneath the family's home. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you liked this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.